struggle dark, they counted me out. Moment of truth, counting it down. Underdog story was down for the count. Back on my feet, back with a mic, back on the beat, back with a family that bang in the streets. The game on lock, I stand with a key. Standing my ground, I am planning to flee. Standing my ground, I am planting my feet. Taking a stand, embracing my destiny, shaking his hand, flipping the script.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Sunday Night CrossFit Talk. We're on a little bit early tonight because I love the Chicago Bears, and they're on at 8:15 tonight. So my co-hosts were gracious tonight and allowed me the opportunity to watch them, and we would just go early. And if you like the 8 o'clock time, all you have to do is hit the replay button at 8 o'clock, right?
Yeah, that works.
You can watch at that time if you wish. But we wanted to come on, and even though I thought it was going to be kind of a slow little news week, we got a little bit of excitement this week with some announcements. We have Wheelwod's CrossFit Games, the Adaptive CrossFit Games, this weekend coming up that can be live streamed, as well as the Tier Cup Wodapalooza SoCal is going on this weekend as well. So we're going to preview a little bit of that, and then we're going to talk to Carolyne about her podium finish last week, and we haven't got to see you since then, so congratulations in person.
Thank you.
So, and the other thing is, don't forget to like, subscribe, join the channel, hit the notifier so you know when we're going to be on. The other thing we've talked about is we have loved the Sunday night editions of this. It started as a Thursday night CrossFit Talk. It moved to Sunday night because the demand really called for that. But with football season here, we want to put it out to you, the audience. Do you still like the Sunday night time for this show, or would you like to see it on another night or another time? This is the only Sunday night game the Bears have all year. So I don't need to go earlier any other week, but just putting it out there, if you want it on a different night, or because of football season, we are open to moving it. But we have definitely got more demand on Sunday night than we have on any night we have run this show. And so we want to stick with that if you guys want us to. If not, we're cool with like considering some other options as well. Yeah, because of the Bears. We're 1-0. And for Chicago Bears fans, that is as much hope as we've had in the last 25 years. I know, Andrew, we're interrupting the Chiefs-Bengals game, and it actually is really tight.
Is it?
It is really tight.
It's like 17-16.
Woo!
Something.
Yeah.
It's on commercial
That's
right
a good
now.
game.
I'll be
And
glad here and there.
Yeah, my wife is upstairs watching the Steeler-Bronco game. So, yeah. So moving times, we're going to hit something,
Totally.
at some point. So we just want to make sure, like, if you love Sunday nights, we'll keep it Sunday nights, 8 o'clock, and keep moving forward. Lynn loves Sunday nights. Haven't missed one since it moved to this time slot. Awesome. Well, continue to write it there, or if you're watching on replay, throw it in the comments, and we'll consider anything. But it looks like just with the response we have now, we'll probably keep it at Sunday nights for now. But we will definitely, Andrew Sten votes for Sunday nights as well.
I'm looking for Lana in the comments. She's usually there cheering for the Lions. I'm curious how she felt about our game today.
Yeah.
She must not be on tonight. Wallowing in the sorrows.
A little bit of an upset, huh?
Yeah. It was a bad finish.
The Niners lost too, so I'm sad.
I'm sad because they lost.
I'm a bandwagon Niners fan. Since Lex, I can't cheer for another team in that house.
That's fair.
The Niners are a likable team.
Very likable. It was an easy bandwagon move. Like they're fun.
And when I was a kid, I hated the 49ers. Like I hated the Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, because they were winning everything, and but these guys are kind of like I love Christian McCaffrey. I'm sorry he's on the the injured reserve list right now.
Oh, Lana,
Lana's too sad to talk.
I hear you.
So how have your weeks been, ladies?
Mine's been busy just after 3 days of school. Well, 2.5 days because I took a half day on Monday after the night. But just playing catch up on what was actually done when I was away and getting organized for the first couple weeks of school. That for me is always more stressful. Is like the first week and a bit because nothing's really established for like routines yet. And then once you're in the flow of things, it just gets like easier. So it's just been stressful, just getting stuff going.
Does your workload change from year to year? Because I know you teach multiple subjects. Do you get a different ratio kind of every year?
Like this semester I have a leadership class that I've never taught before. Normally I have like 2 math classes, or a math and science and then a fitness class. But then I just found out this week that one of the teachers moved away. So they're looking for a math teacher. So I might actually possibly lose that leadership class and get my math class that I normally have. So that's also stressful this weekend. It's like possibly preparing for a class that I actually won't be teaching after this week.
Wow.
But I hope to teach the math class. I like that math class a lot.
Were you sore? Are you feeling good?
Oh, I was so sore from Calsu. So sore.
Yeah.
It took me like many days after to like it would almost like be like a bruising feeling when I would squat because I wasn't ready for loading.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was just mostly just that one. Upper body felt fine. Just the quads from that.
That's why I did Kelsu 2 weeks before, so like nothing could touch that soreness when I got to the games. Like I was like, I'm good. I'm gonna be good.
I mean, the females. I mean, we didn't fully do Kelsu. Only Colton did the full 100.
Yeah.
But I mean, we were pretty close. Like,
Yeah.
Liz and I were, less than 10 reps away. So
Right.
pretty close to all of that volume. Yeah, that was a tough workout.
Lex asked Jamie, how's tennis?
Yeah, I'm happy that I'm in like my off season because it is a lot. Like we're in our second week of Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So we got our third week coming up this week of Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So it's a lot. He's doing good. He plays 4 singles. He did last year Hazlitt, one of the schools near us. We never beat Hazlitt. I feel like the last several years it's been all 4 doubles will win and all 4 singles will lose. And so we split 4 and 4. And last year Lucas played 4 singles and won that match. So it was like it was the first time that they beat Hazlitt that I know of, like in like last 10, 15 years. So I felt like he had a lot of pressure on him to win the 4 singles again this year, and he didn't end up winning. So they ended up splitting 4-4 again. And I felt like I don't know, he looked like a different kid out there. Like he was like discouraged and, but he won on Thursday. So that was good. And then he took second in the invitational they just had on Saturday. So hopefully he's getting some confidence back.
That's awesome. Yeah. Sports are rough on the psyche. That's for sure.
It's hard to watch him. Like, and there's so many rules with tennis. I just can't like you can't talk to them. You can't, I don't get it. Like we got yelled at, Aaron and I, because they needed to switch sides, every 2 serves they switch. And I just did this to Lucas. I wasn't trying to comment on score or anything. I was just making sure the kids didn't play another game there on that side of the court. And they're like, you can't say anything. And I'm like, I don't care if it's even against my kid. I just want to keep things fair out there. Like, it was 86 degrees hot. Like they don't need to be doing extra shit.
Does he want to play after graduation?
I have no idea. I'd be curious if when he I think he might end up going to MSU. If they have like a club team, if he would keep at it. watching him is crazy because he's gotten so much better just even this year, just over the last few weeks. I can't even like play with him anymore. So I don't know. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. Lex asked how I'm doing and my wife's knee surgery soon. So we went to Pennsylvania this weekend to see my mom, and Julie went to see her parents. Those are rough trips now because with Julie's knee in the shape it's in, our parents buy this furniture that's like lower to the ground, and it makes it so hard for Julie to get up out of a chair like all the time. So she has to like sit in a dining room chair or something like that most of the weekend, and it's just hard. But the surgery is coming soon. It's actually January. So Julie's lost 28 pounds for people who don't know. She's working very hard so that when the surgery happens, she wants to get as much weight off as possible. So the recovery is better and faster. And she made the decision to go till January because she wants the opportunity to lose more weight before it comes. I've tried to convince her, you're in so much pain now. Like rehab pain is going to be there regardless.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather like get after it. But the cool thing is we switched back to my insurance, and they have sent her a program where she gets an iPad and they do virtual physical therapy with her up to 5 days a week for free.
Wow.
10 to 20 minutes a day. So she's going to start on that now. And it takes into account like that she's using a cane right now and that she can't put full weight on her knees because of where they are, but it's designed to like strengthen the muscles around that. So when it comes time for the surgery, she'll be prepared. So we really lucked out with that. We got that in the mail last week. She signed up, and that'll come hopefully this week, and she can start with that.
That's good. I'm excited for her.
Yeah, I think it'll be life-changing for us, period. My only issue with the trip is my back. Just not having my furniture, my bed, my, typical thing. And sometimes the bed my mom has is really comfortable and I am fine. But I woke up this morning just like all jacked up. So it's getting it loosened up today before bed so that it feels better tomorrow and ready to get after things. But there we go. So first topic of discussion tonight is going to be NorCal Classic, which you've already started with some Cal Sioux discussion. But Carolyne, walk us through what the weekend was like, because it started off rough and it ended really awesome. And I'm sure there's a lot in between.
Yeah, it started off fine in the run, and then I don't know what's going on with my body, but I just have never done well with heat and running. And this isn't the first time that this has happened. This happened to me in Dubai 2018. This happened to me at Ruck Run at the games in 2019, like post Ruck Run. I was really, really struggling. I ended up having rhabdo like that next day after Mary. And then the semifinals this year. But this one was like the worst one of them all. I finished the race. Like I was keeping close to Trista basically the whole run. Like she was probably so annoyed at my mouth breathing behind her as I was running. But I was just like, I'm not at the pack that's in front of that. So I'm just going to stay close to her and see if I can outsprint her at the end. Like that was my plan in the run. I know that she was one of the competitors I had to stay close during the event. So I was like, I may as well stay close to her. And then I just kept looking at my watch in that run. It was supposed to be 5.5 miles. I think it was maybe a little bit more than that. But yeah, I just was starting to overheat. Like my feet were getting hot. And then the last kilometer and a bit, I let Trista go. And then I just was holding on for dear life. I ended up making it to the finish line, but then collapsed. And then they got like ice all over me for a while. Like they were keeping my head up or else I was just going to fall forward or wherever the direction was going. And then they brought a Jeep and took me to the top. The firefighters were there trying to get me to go to the hospital. I just didn't know, like, as a Canadian being in the States, like I know I'm insured like in Canada with my work, but I just like wasn't sure with all of that. So I'm like, I'm not going to the hospital. I'm good. Like everything's good. And like, so we ended up like waiting it out a little bit up like at the top of the place. I ended up like puking there for a little bit. And then Lex and I made the decision to go back to the hotel and see whether everything was just going to settle down. Because at that point, it was only 10:45 a.m. and my next event wasn't until 7:30. So we tried going back to the hotel. We chilled, tried to get some sort of fluid in me or food. Nothing was staying down. Like it was just coming out. Like I was just puking for like the whole afternoon. So then Lex drove me to the ER. And then I got 2 bags of fluid. Like even after the first one, I wasn't fully great. At that point, like I was ready to withdraw. And then like Lex and I were making plans to go to the movies the next day. We're like, yeah, we're just going to go by the event a little bit and, you know, socialize. And then the afternoon we'll go watch a movie and, you know, like I was set on withdrawing. I'm like, there's no way, like the event's in a couple, like 2-3 hours. Like I'm still here at the hospital. And then like I'm getting a text message or not text message, Instagram message from one of my competitors that asked how I was doing. Lauren Stallwood. I've never even spoken to her before, but she reached out and she asked how I was doing. And then she's like, just get your head in the game, come back to the event. I have a change of clothes for you if you need it. She's like, these 2 events aren't as like taxing on the body. Just see what you can do. And then on the Friday, like, or on the next day, like if you don't feel good, type thing. And then I just started reflecting and I was like, you know what, like these 2 gymnastics specialist events aren't that hard on the body in terms of where my stomach was at that at that point. So I got out of the hospital. It may have been 5:45. It was about a half hour from the venue. We went there and an hour later I was on the competition floor doing circles around that pull-up bar. Yeah, that event I was fine with. The handstand event, I was really disappointed in my performance there. And I don't know whether my heat exhaustion from the morning had any factors in my handstand walk being not as good as I normally am. But that was a poor finish for me, which normally would be a pretty strong one. I ended up almost diving to the finish line on the backwards walk at one point. And I didn't think anything of it, didn't feel anything during the event. And then that night when I was showering, I was like, Lex, there's something wrong with my shoulder. I did something to my shoulder. The next morning, I couldn't even hold a empty barbell above my head. So I was ready to withdraw again. I'm like, this isn't worth it. I did something to my shoulder. And then somehow, like once I started warming up, like I could feel it a little bit, but then I was able to snatch very good for me and finish the weekend with no pain on the competition floor. So yeah, it was a very up and down weekend because I was ready to withdraw multiple times. So just happy to finish it. Finished my swimming event, but yeah, I think she makes fun of me. This is what Lex says. She says she has pretendinitis. She thinks I pretend that I'm like injured. And I'm like, no, I swear it like is hurting and there's something wrong with it. Anyways, I ended up getting an MRI this week. So waiting for the results of that. I'm calling my doctor tomorrow. So yeah, but most of the events went as planned. The one I'm the most disappointed with is the handstand walk. I feel like I could have been a top 5 in that one. I was like 17th or 18th. I didn't really know what the tiebreaker was. A lot of us tied and I was in the first heat at that point. So we just didn't know what the tiebreaker was. Yeah, that one, the swim is what it is. I never do well in the swim. I think I was one of the last ones out of the water again. But.
So you killed the end of the weekend, like with 2 seconds to get.
It was more CrossFit. I had the most top 5s within the group, but I had too many holes. Right. I had my swimming event wasn't good and my handstand walk event wasn't good. But most of like the CrossFit stuff I was good at.
So I wanted to get your opinion on this. Lynn talks about, she wanted to know your opinion on the bucket hold thing. What was your strategy other than not to drop it? And then I heard on barbell spin, the organizers say that they actually eliminated that score because of judging inconsistencies. And when I heard that, I thought, what a breath of fresh air. Here's they took the opportunity to correct something they saw in judging inconsistencies, to remove that from the overall score and allow it not to affect the leaderboard.
I thought it was the right move. I have no idea where like my time would have been. I think it was pretty close to what I had heard from the other people, but it just, as the weekend went on, like there was just different people working that station and the standard was not the same. At the briefing, we were supposed to hold, my shoulder's hurting a little bit, at 90 degree. And then as I got to the place, the bucket could be at the eye, or it was like, you can't have your hands above the eyes. Now, when I got there, it was the bucket could be at your eyes level. People weren't exactly there. They were a little bit more in front. Some people, their wrists couldn't be bent. Sorry, I'm going to like this. They had to be like this, holding the bucket. So there were so many different iterations of the workout from the Friday to the Saturday at 7 when it was due, that like it wasn't fair. Like it literally wasn't fair to judge that for that to be 100 point when like it was all over the map. So what they did was basically, if you did the event, because you had to sign up and do the event. So some people may have forgotten to do it or didn't sign up. So they got 0 points. But if you showed up and did the event, you got 50 points at least. It was like just for doing it. And then the ones that got the win overall ended up getting a barbell. So I think it's the best that they could have done. I always expect some like different events at NorCal Classic. They've done that for many years. Like last year, they had like the double broad jump. They had they did the pullovers and the backwards handstand walk a little bit last year. But like Lex has always told me, because she's competed at NorCal many times, that this is what they do. They always do some unique stuff and things that you don't see at other comps. But glad that they addressed the issue of that challenge.
So CrossFit says basically it was a CrossFit pass-fail course.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
And like some people were saying like, well, what about like that was hard on the body and like the inconsistencies in judges, from lane to lane on a workout. What's the difference between that and this event? But I think this was way different than an event where you're getting no reps than someone else, or someone getting away with something. Like I think there was significant differences in the challenge hold from person to person.
Jamie, your thoughts on them canceling it?
Yeah, I mean, that one would be frustrating if you knew that you weren't allowed to hold like that and some people did, or whether like whatever it was. If somebody saw something like pretty different, and the Arnold did a similar thing with the axes, and you could see that the judging there was even like slightly inconsistent. They would get called at different points of when they're starting to drop. So yeah, if it's not going to be consistent, and I think that's the problem with a floater wad like that is it's not just like a lane of people going at once where it's visible to see. So I don't know if that floater wad style is the best if it can't be done in the same day with the same people in charge of that event.
Yeah. I like the way they handled it. I'd never really heard of a pretty major competition doing that. And I thought it was in the best interest of all people participating. So I thought that was cool. And that should be highlighted as something they did that others have not. So kudos to them. Clock says Sacktown deck can definitely get hot in the summer. I've seen 2-week heat waves with temps from 102 to 110. Gets old fast. And it was 105 that day of the run, right?
Yeah, there's multiple people that had heat exhaustion. I think one athlete for sure, one male, didn't come back to the competition after his heat stroke. I know another guy that came back that night. I saw him on the handstand walk event. But yeah, there was multiple people struggling with the heat there. Yeah.
Did you feel like the PFAA failed at setting up safety for that event?
I don't think that they were in charge. The only thing the PFAA did with that one is the NorCal ran the swimming protocols with the PFAA just to make sure that they could go on with the swimming under like a checklist that they provided them. And the PFAA looked over the swim. Nothing of the event was looked over by the PFAA, just the swim.
Yeah, I got corrected on that on Tuesday on the roundtable.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, and it's when you go out and read all the actual words under the pictures and stuff, it's very clear that they only were partnering on the swim event. So
interesting.
The next thing I wanted to bring up is the European Championships secretly getting canceled. So not only do you cancel an event, but then you don't tell the people that are coming to the event that you've canceled it.
What's that? Is it on Netflix, or there was like a concert or something that got canceled?
Firefest.
Yeah, that's basically that.
Yep. CrossFit's version of Firefest.
Wow.
Make all these promises, do all these qualifiers to get there. And then when it's time for the finals, you just shut it down and don't tell a soul. Thank goodness for Jason CF Media for alerting the world, getting on, doing a quick Instagram post, tagging everybody he knew in the media space to get it out so people wouldn't waste their money going to an event. Man, what a shame.
When was it supposed to be?
I think it was supposed to be this weekend.
So like people for sure had like probably non-refundable airline tickets. Jeez, that's awful.
I mean, CrossFit brings up the people who failed to pay, which we had at Can West. We had some events in Europe as well. That was all around the COVID time.
Yeah.
And so I was hoping once we got past that, things would be better. And we were on a pretty good run till this one.
Wow.
But there's no regulatory body on these events. So there's no way to even try to prevent this from happening at this point. So I don't even know, but man, I think if you're a competitor, you've really got to, I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. You want to pick competitions that are reputable, right? And they had, someone wrote, they had problems, yes, years ago, maybe if that same event had problems years ago. That's why I like going to the NorCal Classic. I had a great experience last year. They paid right at the podium right there. Everything was organized well. I was on time. So I just, what you get, right? And then same with Crash Crucible coming up. Wodapalooza, you know what you get from there, every year when you go to Florida, you get a lot of rain. But this SoCal one, I'm assuming will be, a similar style of, event as what we're used to. But sometimes you just don't know when you go to these events. I've been doing this online competition for the last, it's a quarterly competition. And I've had a few people message me because they haven't messaged us for the last prizing. And they're so I'm waiting to see whether we're affected, because it's been almost, 3-4 weeks. And normally they're right after sending us the message. So who knows? I feel a lot of competitions promise things that they're not ready to give. And I don't know why they promise all these prizing money and stuff like that if they don't have that money already there ready to give. I just think that there's a lot of bad business people out there.
Yeah.
With good hearts, trying good intention, but just bad plans. And yeah.
Yeah, I agree. You would think a budget has this bucket is for this bucket is for that. and you don't steal from the prize bucket to pay for the banners at the venue, right? Like you don't.
Right.
So, but I don't. People that run these competitions are probably not people who have run a small business either, right? They're gym owners, or well, I guess that is a small business. So yeah, never mind.
There's a reason a lot of those are in financial trouble too.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Rogue Q. I'm going to try to pull up the leaderboard. They, as Rogue often does, they posted their leaderboard, and it shifts and it changes because of everything that's happened. And so, because they have the most stringent rules in online competitions of any competition, and you know that going in, there is you can't use it as an excuse. You can't say you didn't know, because it is what it is. So here is the leaderboard as it stands as of this moment. So I will blow this up.
And there's been penalties, and in the past, Rogue has changed the leaderboard as they've given out the penalties. But this year they've frozen the leaderboard until I think all the penalties are addressed, because I think that was of concern in the past year. People were complaining that like the leaderboard just kept changing. Like people were like, "Oh, just wait till it's fully done." So right now, I haven't seen any changes since the original night, and then I'm assuming this week we'll get an update.
So as it stands currently, Georges Caravis is in the lead. Tudor Magda, after doing NorCal,
Insane,
still qualified. And we are big Tudor fans on this show.
I wonder if he did any on like the Thursday.
One. He did
and
one
then
right before.
and then the rest of them, yeah.
Crazy.
And then Cole Griesaber in third, Jorge Fernandez in fourth, and Traven Benton in fifth, who is longtime friend of the show. He's been on a couple times to our semifinal series, and is Abby Domit's training partner. For people who don't know, but he is, and he's always at Wodapalooza. He's always at those mid-major competitions that aren't necessarily the games, but great kid too. I say kid, he's got like a wife and a kid and himself. But I'm old, so that is the men's side. On the female side, Mano Anganese is in first, Jamie Simmons in second, Sydney Wells in third, Emma Tull in fourth, and the Rogue, other than our very own Carolyne Prevost, the other Rogue challenge champion, Taylor Williamson in fifth.
And Dana's doing well this year as well.
Yeah, I was really surprised and really glad to see her up there. Whether she gets in or not, what a confidence builder to go toe-to-toe in this qualifier.
There was a lot of power output, strength in the workouts, and besides Jamie, like you can just tell, like these are some good biker. You have to be good on the Echo bike with that one workout, strong with the barbell.
Where's our friend Hattie sitting?
I think a little bit lower, like 17th or something.
Holy cow, there's a lot of names on here.
Yeah.
Lower.
I don't see Hattie right now. I'd have to go to the next page.
Crazy for Manon, though. She qualifies every year through the queue. Every year. Yeah. Very consistent there. Last year, I think, got second. This year wins it. Someone who didn't get the games this year, so.
Yeah, and Rogue suits her.
Yeah.
And then good for Emma Tull for getting, her redemption from not being able to, deciding not to do the games. Taylor's someone that would be exciting to see at Rogue because of her wheelhouses that she can that she has.
She would mess up the leaderboard for sure.
Yep.
Yes. definitely with like machine baser if there's a max lift. Same with Dana as well, if she could sneak in there. They have some very good, like they're specialists in some stuff.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen Taylor as an individual too.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool to see that. But
she saw Andrea perform at the Masters, and she's like, you know what? Let me get on this indie train.
Lynn asked Carolyne, why didn't you do the Q? The workout seemed to suit you perfectly. Did you hear her say she did 2 bags of fluid at the hospital the weekend before just to get to the end?
Yeah, I had a rough weekend, so I think I was just happy to finish my NorCal, and I'll take it there.
Yeah. Lynn points out her own bias that she's very happy to see Jorge up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of names on this. Rogue gets their pick of the litter every year. That is for sure. So there is that. Before we get into the next topic, one thing I have to remind you, tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the next episode of Behind the Scenes, all access behind the scenes of the Masters CrossFit Games. This is going to be more the length of what you're going to see. This one is just a little bit over 20 minutes long because it only focuses on one event. And that is the deadlift run, which our very own Jamie Latimer won in her age group. And she hid for me, so I didn't get a single bit of footage from her after this for the behind the scenes. I thought we were friends, but she went into hiding after every event.
I did not. I didn't see you. I would have
You
talked
never
to you.
came to the warm-up area. I now believe you do not warm up for any events.
I was in the warm-up area for you saw me in the warm-up area. Don't even.
Once.
You mean afterward? You're under the impression I don't cool down?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really love to cool down.
Did you have a lot of time between your events there?
Not really, no. That between that one and I had 2 hours.
Okay.
Well, there was some events you had a long time.
One on the third day, there was a 4-hour break between the second and third event. But there was only a 2-ish hour break between the first 2 events most days.
I guess I was starting with the 55 to 65 plus at 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
You guys didn't even roll in until 11 noon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the men were worse. The men didn't even start till 2.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But yeah, tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Another killer cut by Ortega on the workout. We got some great footage before and after with people. So I hope you like it. This will be kind of the format going forward. And as I said, they get better and better as it goes. But the other thing is, day one, we had full access to the warm-up area. I could walk up to anybody on an Echo bike. I could walk up while they were deadlifting. So these first three workouts, you'll see more intimate stuff because I could walk right up to them. Once that day one is over, our access changed. So that changes a little bit too. But hopefully I talked to Joe this week, and this is a good proof of concept, and he can see what we're trying to do, and that we're not trying to burn their house down. We're trying to pump it up, and that we can get more and better access at moving forward.
Will they be sharing your stuff as well?
So they finally shared one piece of thing I put out on Instagram this weekend, and hopefully that continues to go. Lex is asking if I've gotten any feedback from the comp at all. The only feedback I got is I thank Joe for the access, for letting us come in and do this, that we couldn't do it without him. And he wrote back, thank you for being there. We appreciate you. But nothing on the actual footage or the actual, but hopefully as more competitors watch it, because I know it's getting shared amongst the competitors now. And then they're sharing it. As more people get rolling through that, hopefully it gets back to them
Mm-hmm.
in a different way than just for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I want to make a partnership with Bob and Joe. I want to do this every year. This was so much fun for me. I love these athletes and I love the stories they have. And the more I'm there, the more intimate this will become as we get to know each other more and more. And they know why I'm there. I don't have to explain, hey, I'm doing a behind the scenes, blah, blah, blah. People will come in knowing what that is.
Right.
And then be more open. I don't know why they took away your access if you were there to do behind the scenes. I don't want to get into it too much because I still was able to get good stuff. I was still allowed in the warm-up area. I had the access level of a coach. I did not have the access level of an athlete or a media person that could, and maybe Jamie can back me up on this. They did the teams competition at the same time. The teams took over the warm-up area when they were back there. It was unsafe when everybody was back there with their coaches.
Yeah.
So the band I got for being a coach got nixed because there were too many people in the warm-up area and it was becoming unsafe. I get that. But maybe I needed a different color band.
Yes. Absolutely.
So, but again, this is the first time I've ever done this before. And so I need to prove that why we're doing this and we're there to highlight these athletes, not to drag anybody down. So yeah. Lana actually allowed me the higher access.
Right.
He was guarding the warm-up area day one. So I really, and I don't want her to get in trouble. She let me go. And you'll see in this next episode, like I'm right there as they're deadlifting. I'm there as they're cooling down on the bike. Like it's really close. And you get more intimate talk after when they're like on the bike cooling down because you're not interfering. They're just moving their legs to flush everything out. I'm not interrupting anything they're doing. And so it was really cool. Just seems odd that they like we don't have people showcasing the masters, and Scott was there to do just that, and then they take it away. I think that they were in such a weeds element day 2 morning that they didn't have time to sort out the mess. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. But even, and there's a lot of stuff coming in here. My becoming better may have been because my access was limited, because I had to talk to coaches. I got to talk to, and then once you talk to the coach, then the athlete comes over and then you get the conversation between them. Like it just becomes different. So yeah. And you get conversations that had nothing to do with CrossFit.
Yeah.
And that's going to be in some of these episodes as we go down the road that are just hilarious. I couldn't believe that that's what they were talking about. But anyway, let's move on. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at Legends. I'm happy that I got the access I did. I'm happy that I got to do this. The pace is really good. I have a nice schedule for the week to get these out. And Holly does her thing. Ortega does his thing. It all comes together on like Friday morning. And then I load it up there and get it out there and make a trailer and boom. And then we're on to the next week.
Ortega's been a busy man.
He has, because he was at NorCal too. So yeah. I need time to just kind of chat with him a little bit once he gets in one place for a while. So let's talk about the Adaptive CrossFit Games. I'm going to pull up their Instagram real quick because they've announced a lot of the workouts, and I don't know if we can go through them because there are so many divisions. But like, here's their first announcement. and everything is a reel. So if you go to
Oh.
CrossFit or go to them, you can check this out. Kevin Ogar explains what it is. If you look in the description, it's a 2,000 meter row, 2,000 meter ski, and a 1 mile run. But then there are variations for every different division. And what better kind of shows this, and I'm really promoting the Wheelwod Instagram page. All this stuff is there. And so you go to Enter Sandman and the reel starts, and here it is. Here's upper 1 point. This is their version, and it morphs into upper 2 point. And so they run through all the different variations in these reels for all the different divisions. So they've done a really nice job for these. If you want to go see what workouts are happening this weekend at Wheelwod. And they have a lot of the so this one is a click through, but here's the vision hanging phrase. Here's the seated hanging phrase. Seated 2, seated 3. So you have all the versions. Neuro minor.
What is a phrase?
It's Fran and Grace together. It's the pull up.
Oh.
I was just about to say I like the name.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
It's Fran and Grace, but Grace has 20 or 30 reps instead of. But I like it.
And it's hanging because it's a hang, clean, and jerk.
Got it.
Or you're hanging from the pull up bar.
That too.
Yeah.
But it is a hang, clean, and jerk.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And I think the hang actually lets them have to modify as much throughout the different divisions.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I love the way they use the Instagram reels to do this, go through all the different versions. So they have like double-sided coin, cool names, and then they list, these are the divisions listed on this one. So ring dips, man, you never see ring dips in the elite division.
No.
Too many pec tears.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have the combine. Max bench, 10 burpees, 1 rope climb for time, and then sandbag over bar. We have under the spotlight, 1 rep max clean. The chipper, 30 heavy rope single unders, 15 handstand push-ups, 20 calorie echo bike, 50-foot handstand walk, 50-foot sled pull, 5 bar muscle ups.
Ooh, I love that.
That'd be rough in the elite division.
That sounds like a great workout.
So, yeah, it's all here on their website. And I believe they are streaming on their YouTube page as well as CrossFit.com. Games.CrossFit.com.
Huh. That's interesting.
So, I think.
Because Games didn't do the masters and the teens on their website, right? Well, definitely not on their YouTube, but I think you could go to it through the CrossFit Games website, just to the link, which would bring you then to the Legends page, right?
Yeah, something like that. My biggest thing is there's no leaderboard through the games. You could go to 2023 games age group and see, or teens. You cannot go into, like, I can no longer see my placing from open to quarters to semis. Games is not on the.
Yeah, that should be on there with your placing of this year's games. Absolutely.
Why is the leaderboard not a part of it? That makes no sense.
that should be emailed to support to see if they can update that, because that should be on people's profiles, and you should be able to look up someone on the game site and see that the athlete finished X position. And
Well, it just further makes it look like we didn't go to the games.
Yeah, like it's not even part of the
right.
season.
Yeah, I want to. That really stinks. And is it just not updated, or is it just
not even there?
Forgotten?
It's
so I want to read some of these Lynn things, because Lynn and Lana are both very much a part of this. They had demo athletes for all the divisions. Ogar has been amazing as a leader of Adaptive. And equipment products showed the trailer sending over all the equipment.
wow, that's cool.
Enough of my rambling, but I wish there was a way we could support the Adaptive Games other than watching. I'd buy everything if it helped. And Lana is bragging about one of her own athletes going. They have an athlete, first ever intellectual division. Yeah, I know that's something she's been fighting for a long time, that the intellectual division got eliminated. It was small. It was a small version of it to begin with, and it got eliminated from the CrossFit Games when it was part of the overall thing.
Yeah.
Now that it's separate, they've been able to bring those people back in, which is awesome. And allow so many more people the opportunity to compete, which is cool. But do what you can. Watch their stuff on Instagram, like it, share it, do those things. Those are the ways that you can support people without even paying any money. Just share their stuff. Get eyes on what it is they do, because they put so much work into it. And they would truly, truly appreciate that. Kind of on another note, there was kind of a secret announcement. I just happened upon it, that the classic Wodapalooza has announced a new location.
Wow.
Last time I talked to Dylan, they were thinking about it because they could not expand Bayfront much more.
Mm-hmm.
But they were afraid to move because it has become a staple in Bayfront. However, here it is. So they're going to South Beach. That is Miami Beach. It is going to be on or near the sand.
How much further, like how far away is it from Bayfront?
So we have our resident Miamian. I am so upset about that. The area where they're going is super touristy.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Which means hotels are probably going to be even more.
Yeah.
Did you just say ugh?
Ugh.
Ugh. I've never pronounced it ugh.
Oh. Ugh. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Bruce, how far from Bayfront is that? Since you are a resident Floridian, lived right near that. Bruce was a staple at Wodapalooza Bayfront. About 20 minutes.
Ooh. Yeah.
So yeah, crazy. That just kind of snuck up. I was thumbing through Instagram and bam, there it was. And I was shocked that they had made the decision to move there, but they were not going to be able to expand at Bayfront anymore. how high they were building some of those stands was becoming. I am not a construction expert, and I do not pretend to be one, but it seemed dangerous. So, but they were packed. You could not get into the elite events anymore at Wodapalooza. So hopefully this helps with all of that. Then we have Tier Cup Wodapalooza SoCal. We're going to finish with this topic. And it is, if you have not seen, Reps Ahead has decided to do an event at Tier Wodapalooza SoCal, where they're saying it's a knockout version, but they've only announced a couple of athletes, so it only looks like 1 or 2 or 3 head-to-heads. What we know for sure is Sprague and Hopper are going head-to-head.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Annika Greer and Kyra Milligan are going head-to-head.
Good pairing.
And we know one other pairing, which is 2 more like local.
No, Devin Kim and Lauren Stallwood, both Invictus team athletes.
So yeah, I'm excited to see it. It's a nice place to kind of get some exposure for them as a competition, and hopefully it helps grow what they're trying to do. Because I applaud them for what they're doing and pumping some prize money to athletes and supporting the athletes the way they do. But I think it would be a cool knockout style event if you had like event 1 and then you move, then all the winners move to group B, another workout, move to C for like the championship. I think that would be pretty fun.
Sorry, I just watched the game-winning field goal for Kansas City. I just happened to look, and there was like 3 seconds left in the game, and Kansas City
beat Cincinnati.
Yeah,
last second field
20,
goal.
26 to 25. Last second. The Swifties are going crazy.
Yep.
Kenneth says fake Fit Wars. I love Wad Zombie to death, and I loved Fit Wars. It happened one time. Reps Ahead has already had 3 major events.
Right.
Plus a bunch of, before they even did the major events, they did a bunch more. They've really moved ahead with it. So Fit Wars is going to go down as this iconic legend that happened that one time. Remember?
Mm-hmm. It was a good battle. Like I did like watching it. Like Scott versus Colton. It's fun.
Yeah.
But like Lex says, like someone's got to take over it, and it's a great concept. The Reps Ahead has been entertaining to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, the other thing we get to watch this weekend is this new format of North America versus the world. If you do not know the rosters, I will read them off to you. Team World is BKG, captain, Guy Mijeros, Enola Kai, Brent Fikowski, Tia Claire Toomey, or captain, Emma Tall, Sahir Kaya, and Gracie Walton. Team North America is Pat Felder, captain, Jeff Adler, Justin Medeiros, Dallin Pepper, Danielle Brandon, captain, Alexis Raptis, Ariel Lowen, Emily Rolfe. So what we're going to do, they've announced a handful of the events, 5 of them. 5 of like the 7 or 8.
Okay.
We're going to go down through the workouts. For shits and giggles, we're going to see who the team should start in those divisions. Some of them are an all hands where everybody has to participate.
Okay.
But we'll go down through them. And I made little workout cards, so hopefully I can pull this off. The first event that is announced, and the schedule is Friday night. This is all Pacific time. So us people on the East Coast, like it doesn't even start till well after my bedtime. So Friday night, it starts at 7:05 Pacific time. I believe that is 10:05 East Coast time. I think Lex is just getting up for her workout for the next day.
Essentially. Bedtime at that point, though.
All right. So here we go. So the first event is a CrossFit Games team. So this is 2 men, 2 women.
Okay.
It is 4 rounds for time, 18 synchro chest to bar, handstand walk O course, you go, I go, 12 synchro kettlebell deadlifts, 124, 88, 24, 18 echo calorie bike at the same time, 12 synchro kettlebell deadlifts, and then handstand walk O course, you go, I go, time cap, 22 minutes.
Wow. Oh, those are some heavy kettlebells. Gross.
Any thoughts on who should be starting?
Well, they should put Danielle Brandon on that one. For world, is there like a limit of how many events someone can, like, because I feel like Tia's going to want to participate in every event. Is she allowed to?
I don't think you would use her for all of them, just to save her for some more than others.
I don't know if that's going to matter. She's
Like-
their only hope.
Like Tia and Emma Tall on this one would be my choice.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I have no idea how Grace Walton's handstand walk capabilities.
Kaya does really well with like running, gymnastics as well.
Okay.
Very good runner, actually.
So
But you need some power output on the bike. You need some strength on the deadlift. I don't think the handstand walk obstacle course will stumble many of them. Most of them have pretty good handstand walk. I think Tia and Emma on World and
Ariel and Danielle.
I was thinking Ariel and Danielle for this one.
Ariel for sure.
Yeah.
You have Rolf and Raptus.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably Danielle. I don't think that kettlebell deadlift will get her back. She has
she'll be all right there.
like good strength still. Yeah. I think that's good picks. For the men on the World,
I think you give Enola Kai initiation with this one.
yeah.
And maybe
Brent? Yeah. How's Guy's handstand walk? Good.
I mean, he's mayhem. They do those obstacle course all the time. I feel like that's weekly for them. I think that's fine for Guy.
I think this is a Dallin Pepper.
Then Justin Medeiros, I would probably put him with on this one. I mean, Pat would do good at it too. Yeah, I don't know. Well, you got to remember they've got a bike with the girl. I guess I don't know how they're pairing that. It says at the same time. I wouldn't just throw Dalen at this just to watch him kill the bike. Like, that seems unnecessary. I would almost do Justin and Pat on this workout.
Yeah, I just think Dallin would handle the deadlifts.
Pat's gonna be great at it.
Pat would be Pat and Justin honestly has a great deadlift.
Yeah, I would do Pat and Justin on this one. All right. I think
so. This isn't going to be as easy as people think.
No, it's not going to be as easy as people think. I picked America for that.
Let's go to the next one. I have to do something first. Because I made these little slides, it makes it a little more difficult.
I gotta write our picks down to see if we're when these get done. If we chose good.
Okay. Event 2 is Miami team. So there's not a lot of detail with this. I got this all from Barbell Spin. You can go to their website and see all these listed. Miami team is 3-person same sex, correct? So,
Yes.
but it doesn't. So does that mean that they're just going to mix it up, or that they're going to go 3 men against 3 men and 3 women versus 3 women?
Yeah, it's a good question.
But it is 24 alternating wall walks, and then 3 rounds of 18 worm push press, 12 worm squats, 6 worm thrusters, and then 18 alternating wall walks. And then it's just a descending rounds and same reps on the worm.
I mean, the wall walks, like the girls on North America are so good at, like, you have Raptis, Ariel's so good, Dingle, like Emily Roll, like they're all very similar.
Yep.
I would look at the worm though as like trying to get also like similar height. Like,
Agree. I would almost maybe leave Ariel out of this one for height purposes.
I like Raptis for this one a lot.
Raptis and Rolf.
Well, you got, if it's 3.
Oh yeah.
I would leave. I would probably leave
Because
Ariel
this is
off.
Miami team.
And then you have your Rolf,
Danielle Raptis.
Danielle, and yeah.
Okay. And then men, who do you leave off?
Probably Jeff. Is he the shortest out of that group? You'd have Pat, Justin.
If Brent, no.
No.
Pat, Justin, Dallin.
Pat's played around with the worm. He was team before. Like, I don't know how much Jeff has played around with the worm. Justin. Like, I think I would leave Dallin off from this one because he's a little bit taller, I think.
Okay.
Isn't he?
That's fair. I'm okay with that choice.
Dallin and
take Dallin off.
the other one.
Okay.
And then on the Team World men,
isn't I mean, you might want to leave Brent off, although isn't Noel kind of tall too?
might leave BKG off.
Okay, there you go. Yep, I'm good with that.
And then for women, just give Tia a rest on this one, just because, so she doesn't have to do everyone.
Sure, good with that.
Like, would you go strategy wise? Like, if you know you're going to lose the workout against North America, just rest your top person, just
maybe
so they can go get points elsewhere. Like, it's because that can be a strategy for sure. Is if you know you're losing that workout. Not that there's no bad people in any of the rosters, but there's better fits.
So event 3 just said weightlifting spotlight.
I mean, this is pretty easy to pick.
Key?
But I think Emma Tall beats all of the girls. So would you waste Tia here?
Tia's on the same team as Emma.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how many? Is it just 1 and 1?
If Emma can beat everybody, you don't have to use Tia beating everybody.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was trying to explain. I think you're right, Carolyne.
Is it one person going and doing both, or one person snatches and one person clean and jerks? So you have 2 people from the team.
I believe this is the one person spotlight, probably 1 male, 1 female.
On each
doing both lifts.
Yep.
Yeah, you could use, I'd say, use Emma.
And Guy.
Okay, for world. And then
Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You'd almost have to go Ariel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. She got left off on the last one, so use her here. I like that. Okay.
Okay. Now we're into there's a skip of 4. And we move on to 5, which is the gymnastics spotlight.
Okay.
For total reps, 2 minutes of max rope climbs, 2 minutes of max freestanding handstand push-ups, 2 minutes max ring muscle-ups, 2 minutes max freestanding handstand push-ups, 2 minutes max rope climbs, 1 minute of rest between movements.
I'm assuming spotlight means one athlete again.
I am assuming that as well.
Jeez.
I mean,
Danielle Brandon. She's a great rope climber. She's great handstand push-up.
how
I
are
mean,
her
that entire group is so good at these movements. The females.
Yep. Emily's
I
great.
think you picked. I think you might go with Alexis on this. I would
She's a
pick
great-
Alexis.
she's a great pick.
Her handstand push-ups are incredible. I think I would pick Alexis.
Freestanding, yeah.
Yeah. Boys from America. Maybe Justin again or Pat. I don't know. They both like.
I'd probably go Pat.
Yeah.
Me personally.
Okay, I'm good with that. Okay,
Yeah, I like Pat.
world. I mean, do you pick Tia? So it's Tia, Emma, Sahar, and who was the fourth woman?
Walton.
Oh yeah. Oh, how's
I know. I feel like Kaya's good at gymnastics, but I mean,
but Tia's gonna? I mean, I feel like they would.
Yeah, we haven't used T in a while.
but I feel
We-
like she's not gonna want to do like every single thing. She's gonna want to let her team, I feel like, get their opportunities as well.
We gave her the lift off.
We did.
That's true. Okay, Tia.
Okay, we'll play Tia and
Is Akai? I think he's a really good rope climber. I don't know about all the rest of it. Probably BKG.
Brent's great at rope climbs.
Yeah.
Um,
Too long maybe for the handstand push-ups and ring muscle-ups, although he did great on the freestanding at the games. I think he got like a second place.
yeah.
I don't know. I think I'd pick BKG.
Yeah, I think BKG.
Okay, writing it down.
Okay. And then that was event 5. Event 6 is CrossFit Games team number 2.
Okay.
Female pair performs 72 dumb D-ball over the yoke, 72 weighted GHD sit-ups, 72 ping pong wall balls, 72 cow ski right into male pair, 72 cow ski, 72 ping pong wall balls, 72 weighted GHD, 72 D-ball over the yoke.
For the female here, I would have Ariel and Dingo on the.
Okay. And
And
female
then-
world.
Female world. Tia and Walton.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Male pair America.
Dallin. And
Justin.
I am thinking Justin over probably Jeff even.
I think we've used Justin a lot.
I know.
Probably we haven't used Jeff a lot other than the lift.
Jeff.
Maybe Jeff.
Well, we used Jeff on the lift. We're using
Right.
Pat in 5. So yeah, I mean, so Dalen and you want to use Jeff again? Or did you?
Yeah, I think so. The lift was the day before.
Yep. Okay. Wait,
All
we
right.
said Dalen and Justin? Or
Dallin and
No.
Jeff.
Jeff. Got it. Okay, got it. Okay, world.
And then this is the last one we know.
Okay. Wait, did we do world men?
We didn't. Shoot. Go ahead.
Probably, I don't know, Brent and Guy together.
Brent for sure at the ski. Probably tall for the GHD.
The wall balls could get rough for Brent, but
He's great at wall balls.
Why would they be rough for Brent? He's tall.
yeah, I just wonder what the ping pong means. Like, is
I think
it
just
off the
going
target
over. Yeah, I think
side by side, or do you have to go over something?
it's got to clear something, like a pull-up bar or something. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I'm cool with Brent and Guy.
I wonder if it's just like off the target and it just
Yeah, like side by
and forth.
side.
Cut.
like side by side, like you just share the rep that way. And it's like
I've done local comps. Where,
Yeah, I could see it that way. Yeah.
where you're alternating.
All right, last one we know, and there's no choice here. But we'll throw it up just so everybody knows what the 7th workout is. And that is all hands 4-time head to head. So the only strategy is here is you have to pick what female's going against what female,
Got
what
it.
male's going against what male. It is bar muscle ups and clean ladder. So I believe it's 21 bar muscle ups, then a clean ladder.
Yeah, that's explain to me how this is all hands if there's 3 females and 3 males.
They go against each. Oh wait, yeah, that's true.
Isn't there 4 on a team?
Yeah, there is. I don't know.
Does the captain have to sit out of this one and the captain chooses the
Or
order
two
of their team?
captains on
Maybe,
each.
yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Well, that sort of sucks for Tia. Well, not really. I mean, actually, I think they'll do all right at this one. You put Emma as the heaviest female, and Grace is the second heaviest, and Sahara first.
You have more bar muscle ups first, but lower weight.
Wouldn't that benefit Sahara?
Yep.
Sahara Shirley.
Yeah, I like that.
Sahara, Grace, Emma. Okay. We don't know if this is how it's gonna work, but
Yeah. The women are all on the North American side are all great at gymnastics. So it doesn't
Yeah.
matter how many bar muscle ups they have to do. It's just what weight can they handle.
And it's power clean, so some of them will power clean.
well, you got to put Emily
which-
first, right?
Yeah.
And
Then
you can
wrap
do.
this scenario.
Yeah. Yep.
And then for men on the world side,
I'd say put Guy last.
Guy last.
Elas, yeah.
Brent next to last.
Well, if we're not using the captains, Brent can't do this one.
Brent's not a captain.
Oh no, you're right.
AKG is.
Yep. Okay. So yep, Brent there.
And then Enola Kai first.
Yep. Like it.
I mean, even for an elite male, whether you're top end or not, 21 bar muscle ups is nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So, and then for the American men,
So Pat can't go. So we put
I mean, Jeff is
Yeah.
last.
Yeah.
His power clean is so great.
So is Just. I mean, dude, they're all gonna be great at this.
Yeah, but I think Jeff's power clean would be better than Justin's. Justin would be second
Yeah.
to last, maybe.
when I'd put Pat on the most bar muscle ups, I think he's the fastest.
What if it's squat clean ladder?
Did you see the speed of Justin Madero's 21 reps? Or how many he did in a minute on his Instagram. His bar muscle-ups were fast.
That's why we bring you on this show, Carolyne. So
Just posted an Instagram reel of it like 2 days ago or something. And it was like how many he got in a minute or something. And yeah, he is flying.
Who
you
was
and
it?
Jamie are here to tell
Justin
me. why
Medeiros.
I love him.
Oh, yeah. That doesn't surprise me. So you want to
So
go
Justin
Justin,
first?
Dale, and Jeff?
Sure.
Because they can all handle the weight.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
All of them are strong.
Love it.
I like the speed of Justin's muscle ups I saw.
Yep, get you off to a good start.
That one's going to be pretty fun to watch.
That is a fun one.
Again, these are all happening in the middle of the night, East Coast time. So
There was another one that had a run, I remember.
Yeah. Is there an 8th workout? We don't actually know.
So the rest said to be determined.
Okay.
There's an echo bike burpee one and run.
Okay. On the list I put in the notes.
Mhm.
Oh man, I messed up.
It's event 9 and 10 or 9.
Oh.
Monostructural spotlight.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
I didn't.
Oh.
That one I have roll for the females, I think.
Yep. I like that.
Because she's great on the echo bike, 50 bar facing burpees, and then she's a great runner.
Yeah, so
If
test
not
one is
her,
50 or 40
If not her, then
calories
it would be
per bike,
Danielle.
50 bar facing burpees, and test 3 is 50-meter assault run.
So Grace Walton for sure. She smashed that burpee bike at the games.
Wait, test 1, 2, and 3? How does that work? It's
They
Yeah, I
got to
don't
do them
know.
all. But
I don't know. I like someone like Rolf or Danielle. I like Tia.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would do
When in
Rolf.
doubt, T is the answer.
Yeah.
Tia for
I
me.
I think
No,
that's going to be the interesting thing. I think the workouts look fun. And the last one is a 9, 15, 21 wall facing strict handstand push up, burpee box jump over, shoulder to overhead, and then barbell back rack lunge in meters.
You have Indy for that one. Is that for the individuals or is that for this comp?
That's just what was in. I copied and pasted right from the spin.
Hmm.
So, and then a 2-minute rest, and it goes into 21, 15, 9 toes to bar, box jump over, alternating SA dumbbell snatch,
single arm dumbbell
single arm,
snatch. Yeah.
then single arm dumbbell overhead lunge for meters. That sounds like a Jamie Latimer workout.
That sounds awesome.
And then event 11 is the captains.
So the captains have to do the workout against each other. Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
So, yeah, I think what's going to be fun is to see who is going up against how they split up the work for the whole weekend, and how that works out. Yeah, when you look at it on paper, North America is much stronger than the world. I did hear that part of that is because of the sponsor of the event, that they were trying to get tier athletes in this because it is the tier cup.
Mm-hmm.
And it's their event. They can do what they want to do. They're the ones forking over the prize money, so they can do what they want to. But the world does have some home run hitters, and they have Tia.
Absolutely.
Like they're going to win the lift already.
Right.
Yeah.
And power output. They've got some power output that
Yeah.
especially the American females do not have.
Strange. Yeah.
So it's going to be
I would love to see this format at the games where teams have 3 males, 3 female, or 3 males, 3 females, instead of 8. I think that'd be a little bit too much. But then the events are out and you pick your best 2 for that event or whatever. And you can have some specialists kind of come in, but you need a minimum of a certain amount of events or something. I don't know.
I've always thought that would be a cool way to do the games, because if someone got hurt, then you would have that other person to step in, and a whole year is not wasted because of one injury.
Yeah,
I agree.
But then your team is down to where the 2 people left have to do with the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you are at a disadvantage, but at least you get to play. I've actually thought about having Rolf Sanson on. I don't know if is it Sanson?
No, Duran.
Duran. Raf
yeah.
Duran.
Yeah.
Because he's been really pumping the team competition up a lot.
Yes.
And just have a discussion, because he put out questions like, what would make the team competition better? What would improve the team competition? And I'd love to have just maybe have him on with us to have a roundtable discussion about team during the off season when we have one of those slow weeks. And just talk about ideas that would make it fresher.
I think that'd be cool.
And he was a correspondent for us a couple years ago at the games, so he's a friend of the show, and he's 2 years in a row on a team at the games. So, any other thoughts about this weekend, guys?
I don't know. I don't think I'm going to have even time to watch it. Not that it's at a great time of day, but try to stay as up to date on it as I can.
I did want to say, I did see Clock's comment earlier about Justin Fields and Luke Getsy both winning today. That was not lost on me. I was not ignoring you. And yes, I get it. The offensive coordinator and my quarterback from last year that we sent to the junk pile did win today. And now we're riding it with some new people, but I'll take the new people tonight for sure. I'm excited about the week. We get some live CrossFit to watch. I can't wait to check out Wheelwod, Adaptive CrossFit Games down in San Antonio. I'll be watching some of that. I would definitely be watching some reps ahead. I love those because they're quick hitters.
Yeah.
It starts and it's done in like 10 minutes, and you have a winner, and it's fun to watch. And then definitely watching Wodapalooza SoCal to see what goes down. I'll try to take a nap in the afternoon so I can stay up to watch.
You're crazy.
A little bit of this. And then we'll be back next Sunday night, 8:00 at our normal time when the Bears aren't playing next Sunday night. And we'll recap everything we saw from the weekend from all 3 of those events that are going on next weekend. And I'm going to reach out to Amanda Hari. She's competing at SoCal in the community division. So maybe we'll have her on for like 10 minutes just to talk about what the vibe was like, what it was like being a community participant during that. And we can get the kind of what it was like there to find out if it's like Miami with all the lights and the dancing and the hoopla, or if it had a different vibe than the Miami version. All right. Carolyne, good luck with your MRI.
Yeah.
Oh, the results. I was going to say I already got it. Yeah.
Jamie, good luck to Lucas this week in his tennis matches.
Thank you. I got to say happy birthday to my mom.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday.
And with that, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Again, like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notifier so you know when we're going live. Behind the scenes, all access tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure to check that out. I'll be in the chat as it goes live if you want to chat about what's going on there. And then the last thing I was going to say was we are open to moving this if football season gets in the way. But right now, the comments are like, we like Sunday night at 8:00. So if everybody's good with that, we'll keep it there. If not, we're willing to take a look at it. If not, we will see everybody next time on Sunday Night CrossFit Talk. Bye, guys.